I want to remove the motor from this 1995 Unisaw. However, this motor is 5 horsepower. It's really heavy. A regular Unisaw motor has an integrated mount of these ears here, and it's attached with a pin and a screw. And if I were to remove that pin and screw, then this motor would simply fall to the bottom of the cabinet. It probably weighs 80 pounds. I have no ability to reach in there with my arms across the cabinet and hold it to prevent it from falling while I remove the screw and the pin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this saw down. I'm going to lay it on this side so that the motor side will be facing up. I need to make sure that I don't lay it on the tilt shaft, so I've set up some blocks. In this case, it's the same skid that I used to move the cabinet around, but you can just use blocks or 2x4s. Yeah, that was a little awkward, but it worked out just fine. The cabinet is laying on its left side, and the tilt shaft is not laying on the ground. Now that the cabinet is laying down, the job hasn't changed. I still need to remove this pin and this screw, and when I do, the motor's going to fall. All I've done is reoriented my problem with respect to the direction of gravity. I do think that is an improvement, but I also think my chances of catching this motor after I remove the hardware are no better than 50-50. I think I want better odds. I'll go ahead and admit that using a shop crane for something that probably weighs less than 100 pounds might be overkill, but what are my tools for if they're not to make my life easier? So, I have rigged a sling around this motor. I'm not sure if the rigging I've done is the one I'm going to stick with, but my basic plan here is to use this engine hoist to improve my odds of not dropping this motor. To get better access to this pin for the purpose of removing it, I've used the elevation shaft to move the motor further into the cabinet in this direction. I removed, of course, the spring pins on each end of this pin, and I sprayed a little penetrating oil here and here. And I removed the dust deflector, which was down here and kind of in my way, because I think what I'm going to need to do is use a pin punch from below and tap it out. I did get the pin tapped out, and I just laid it there on the ear so I could get a shot of it and show what it looks like. The motor isn't falling yet, but it is still being held by that screw over there, so that's the next thing. And I will declare success. I did still have to do a bit of lifting and wrestling with the motor, but I didn't drop it. I wasn't entirely sure that I had rigged it in such a way that it wouldn't turtle over. So as much as possible, I tried to be the one lifting it and guiding it, even as I was using the rigging and the hoist kind of as a fallback. I don't know if you're curious, but I was. 73 pounds.